like not much intimacy, not much sex, and you like push me up against a wall and make out with me. I love it when you come home and after like a big day and you just come and you put your hands up like the back of my shirt. Like just like sharing those little things that you really love that he or she does is like the best way to encourage them to get more intimate. And like I said before, take the lead. Like I promise, ladies, for the mass, like as a generalization for most of the population, if you are actively working on your sexual energy, if you are actively working on either becoming more feminine or more masculine and just becoming this like sexier, more desirable version of you, I can guarantee you that the person on the other side, whether it's somebody that you got a crush on, whether it's your boyfriend, whether it's your girlfriend, partner, married, whatever it is, I can guarantee you that it will actually ignite more of their sexual energy. Like, let's say, for example, in an old relationship, let's use an example. Okay, so everyone's got their sexual energy. Oh, this is great. Oh my God, this is amazing. Okay, everybody's got their sexual energy. It's inside them, it's there. What a lot of people though also have is suppressed sexual energy. So it's there, it's like sitting beneath this like trap door. And what happens is, let's say for example, like, sorry guys, I'm back. Someone just tried to phone me. Let me just turn my phone on do not disturb. 1 second. Okay. Am I back, everybody? I just want to make sure. Can someone just tell me if I'm back? Someone just phoned me. I just want to make sure. Am I back? Am I back? Am I back? Can you guys see me? Okay, thanks, Casey. Okay, cool. So what I was saying before is a really good example. Let's say, now, for anyone that just like completely forgot what I was saying, what I'm basically going to be talking about right now is like the sexual energy. And even if you're like, how do I encourage my partner to be intimate? Now, let's say, for example, you met this guy, his name is John. Okay, and John was in a past relationship that like not much intimacy, not much sex, pretty like right? So you're kind of thinking, well, he ain't gonna be very good in bed. He's not gonna be very like sexy and like ravish me and everything, and you want to be ravished, right? But what is actually really important? So his sexual energy hasn't gone anywhere. It hasn't left him, okay? It's just sitting very deep down within himself, and it's like blocked under a trapdoor. But if you come in with just like this beaming, feminine, sexual, sexy, like alluring energy, what will happen is that, and it happens like, and he won't even kind of realize, but he will at the same time, like, shit, this chick's like working something up in me. You will open his trapdoor because of your energy, and all of his sexual energy will come out, and he will show up as that sexy version of himself that he wanted to be in a past relationship but couldn't for whatever reason. Okay, so that question of how do I encourage my partner to be more intimate without it like I'm telling him what to do? If his energy is there, it needs to be woken up. If you rock up with super sexy energy, right, and don't have attachment to it. So let's say, for example, you rock up home and you're like fucking in like this amazing boudoir, like corset, like garters, like everything, right? And then he's like had a shit fucking day and is like, I'm sorry, babe, but like I just like can't even right now. I can't even talk. I'm so angry. What's really important in those scenarios is that you don't then shame him for not wanting you, right? Because it's nothing about you. He wants you, but he is so preoccupied. Really important, ladies, for men. If they're preoccupied on something else, they're not going to give themselves to you, okay? Just a side note. And that doesn't mean he doesn't love you. It's that he's preoccupied, okay? So make yourself really sexy and really feminine and do that work on yourself so you're just constantly showing up as that. And I will say, side note, like if you've done really deep inner work on your feminine energy, it's super easy to show up as this version of yourself, and you won't even really be trying it at all. It'll just like very like naturally happen, and it will really wake up something in him because it's not like a fake facade of I'm trying to be sexy. It's like naturally you are so sensual and feminine and sexy. Okay, so that's kind of how you'd be doing it, and it will like wake up that trapdoor for him, and he'll actually show up really, really, really fucking sexy, and then the relationship will be like a lot more intimate. Okay, that's how I encourage you to get your partner to be involved, and vice versa for men. Like as a man, if you are showing up and you're really like protective, and you give her space and independence, but you're there for her, but you're not needy and over the top, but you're just like showing up as this strong person, asking her how her day's gone, like inviting her to stuff, and if she's like, no, I can't, you're not like, oh, you're like, okay, no worries, and like that sort of stuff, and the non-attachment, the like neediness, just like rather I want to be there for you. Like there's a difference in energy. If you're showing up as that as well, and like sexy and alluring and just like, oh, there is just something about you. Like, you know, you look at someone and you're like, there is just something about that person. If you're showing up as that as a man as well, it will easily encourage your woman to also show up as like that really amazing feminine version of herself, and vice versa. If you as a woman are showing up as a more feminine version of yourself, it's going to encourage your partner or the man that you're dating or whatever. It's going to like awaken something within him as well. Okay, next question is, how do you get back into that sexual energy? So I'm going to assume that you're asking this for yourself. Ask this question. I'm not going to say their name out loud because I know these are like kind of private questions. And I said, making breakfast, I put music on. Relationship where I got too friendly and the spark and desire was lost. Yep. Next question. Have you ever had a nickname? My mum calls me Bunny, but I do not have a nickname. My name is Monica. Advice for relationships that start off with, it's really hard because I feel like there's like never a perfect. A lot of us have grown up with this like, don't be too sexy, you'll get too much attention kind of stuff. But actually, this is actually, I said this before, I'm going to say it again. If you're afraid of being sexy, being feminine, it's not because you're afraid of being sexy. It's actually because you have no boundaries, or you don't know how to actually like speak your boundaries and hold your boundaries. And therefore, if someone was to try and take advantage of your sexual energy, if someone was trying to take advantage of your sexual energy, if you have no boundaries, you wouldn't be able to shut it down. So if you feel like, if you don't feel safe to be in your sexual, feminine, alluring energy, it's not because you don't want to be in it, or that you're not like meant to be in it. It's actually because you're not strong enough and confident enough in your boundaries, and therefore if somebody crosses them, you can't speak up for yourself. Even like last night, for example, I was at a bar having a drink with a friend, and there was just like some interesting men. And this is not a generalization, majority of men are amazing, right? There was some interesting men that were just kind of like crossing the fucking line, and like there was this one guy that like would not stop staring at me, and it was like kind of creepy. And this other guy like came up to me and my friend, and he was like literally touching my shoulder, and I'm like, fuck off. Like he was like, he did not understand body language. Right now, that scenario is a good scenario because I'm really strong in my boundaries. I can actually just look at him and be like, excuse me, you are not welcome here, and like, please do not touch me, you're crossing my boundaries. And I can speak up for that. But for a lot of women, because they actually can't speak up for their boundaries because they've been like suppressed, or they don't want to be too much, or they don't want to be like whatever, there's actually a fear behind drawing your boundaries is a problem. Because there's a fear behind drawing their boundaries, they also won't get into that sexual energy because they're too afraid of being taken advantage of. But if you've got strong boundaries, you won't be taken advantage of because you can fucking cut that shit off as quickly as it came on. Right? Okay. I'm going to leave it there, ladies, and continue on with my day. I hope that was really helpful for you in regards to my story yesterday. I hope you all have an amazing, amazing day. And if you've just joined this, I do recommend that you go back and listen to it.